It seems like dinner groups used to be more common than they are now. I'm talking, of course, about groups of people who have potluck dinners together on some regular basis, usually in each other's homes. Most likely, the societal change is bound up with a general, well documented trend toward weakening social, civic, and religious institutions, in the face of which MTM is hardly even a teacup against a tidal wave, but at least trying to restore a culture of dinner groups to the social, civic, and religious institutions that do still exist is a worthy goal, and MTM can help. Here's why. If you don't map out your dinner group structure in advance with an attitude that no one should be left out, and instead you rely on some kind of broadcast messaging asking who might want to be part of a potluck dinner group, some kind of a sign up sheet on the church website or bulletin board, your effort will fizzle for the same reasons that all of our social, civic, and religious institutions are struggling. That broadcast message is part of what's poisoning our institutions. To avoid it is counterintuitive, yeah, but if you want to be effective, you have to do something that would have made sense to your ancestors. So start by defining your core group. Try to include people who might enjoy hosting their own dinners in addition to attending yours as a guest. This core group needs to be large enough not to feel claustrophobic, but small enough to guarantee that side conversations won't develop during discussions. Use your own judgment and deciding what the right number is, but most people find that four is too few and 10 is too many. Numbers between five and nine can work, with seven generally emerging as the sweet spot. But when you have your core group, let's call it your seed node dinner group, use MTM to flesh out an entire tree of dinner groups sprouting from it. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But then you invite your core group to a kickoff dinner. Keep it simple. Remember that you are modeling something that members of your core group will need to replicate when they host their own dinners. Say something like this. Our little group here is a small part of a plan to build connection and belonging in our community. There is a system that divides that work so that no one does too much, but no one gets left out. Your part is just to do what I'm doing here tonight, but with your own little group. I sent you a link just now to a short list of people that the system suggests you invite to your dinner. You can change it. You can add people to your list or delete people from it. And the system will make sure that no one gets conflicting invitations and no one falls through the cracks. I'm hoping that you can host your own dinner next month, and then we'll get together again, just us again in the month after that and talk about how it went. Now, let me show you a little bit of how MTM supports what you just said to your core group. What you're looking at here is a live node sheet or a guest sheet. It's specifically tailored for the host of our seed node dinner group. So this is the clean, focused interface that an individual volunteer sees. Since this demo uses data exported from my personal Google contacts, I'm protecting their privacy for this public demonstration by keeping their primary contact information just off screen. But these are real people, real members of our community who are the kind of people who would certainly want to participate in a project like this. Because this is the seed node group, I chose Emily Hebron as the organizer because she's one of the most responsible and civic-minded people I know, with superb people skills, and then I just let the system fill in a reasonable assortment of good people as her dinner guests. It gave her all the contact information that she will need for them, as you can see over over towards the right there. Her role column says organizer, where the others say host, even though that's not strictly required by the system, just because different roles can be given different privileges within the system. And we usually find it helpful to give a few extra system privileges to someone who's helping others serve in a group leadership capacity. For example, when Emily wants to check in on how her hosts are doing, she doesn't need to learn how to use some complicated database or even call up the hosts. She can just use these integrated navigation links over here on the left to see the guest sheets of people in her group who will also be serving as hosts of their own dinners. So by clicking right here on Buck Chapman's row, Emily is instantly taken downstream to Buck's specific level 2 sheet. This is the exact sheet that she sent to Buck during the kickoff dinner. He and Emily both will be able to see it and edit it, but it's Buck's group, so he is primarily responsible for it. Just like Emily, Buck is able to see and edit his own guest list, and he has all the necessary contact information for his guests. Notice that he cannot see Emily's sheet. I'll mention that MTM features a communication utility that node leaders, in this example called hosts or organizers, can use to prepare messages to their team members. In this example, those team members are called their guests. The utility, this communications utility, doesn't send messages for you. MTM counts on users to know the best way of actually sending messages to the people who are, in their little groups. But because it fills in all the blanks in templates that are provided by someone at a higher level in the tree, the actual send of message is usually just 3 clicks, just copy, paste, and send. So let's head back to the main group now and jump down into another branch, this time Don Lidell's dinner group. You'll notice a column here titled Date of Last Contact. We encourage our hosts to quickly log the date whenever they connect with, talk to, text, anything. Anytime you have any contact with someone in your group, we generally ask hosts or node leaders to just log the date. Now, this simple date logging acts as kind of a real-time health indicator for the community. It allows both the local hosts and the central coordinators to see at a glance which branches of the tree are actively flourishing and which ones might need a little extra support to help them thrive. Now, while individual hosts only ever see their own focused view of their own guest sheets and maybe a few others for hosts that they're helping, all of these sheets are created and maintained by a central engine called the tree management sheet. So let's zoom out to the macro level and take a look at that. Now, this is where the tree manager operates. As you can see, MTM has automatically compiled, structured, segmented the entire community into an organized hierarchy of interconnected small groups. It gracefully handles multi-level logic, ensuring that no one falls through the cracks as the organization grows. Because it can see where everyone is in the tree, it can prevent double booking, and it can make sure that nobody gets left out. Now, to manage this ecosystem efficiently, the Tree Manager uses a Google Workspace add-on sidebar. From this control panel, we can dynamically select our operation scope, whether we want to apply an action to a single row or to an entire group or to all the groups in a particular branch or at a particular level or even on the whole sheet. Finally, the entire architecture is built to be infinitely adaptable and customizable. By using these layout templates here, A tree manager can completely customize the color schemes, organization specific or regional terminology, which data columns are shown to which people, which ones match their exact application. Whether you're organizing a casual church dinner group like in or network of dinner groups like we've shown in this demo, or coordinating neighborhood political organizing teams, or maybe running a big open source development project, or facilitating breakout style discussion of issues affecting a large group where one large meeting is unwieldy, or really just managing any kind of large group action that is best accomplished in teams, MTM adapts your structural language while strictly maintaining database integrity. By bridging the gap between a massive central database and a volunteer's need for simplicity and for the camaraderie and sense of belonging that comes with working on a small team, Message Tree Manager empowers volunteer organizations like nothing before.